Hi, Allison H. Larson here, and today we're talking about the art of bragging. That's right, the art of bragging. Now this is really, really important, and let me describe what the art of bragging is. First of all, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been to a networking event, or you've seen somebody speak or talk on the radio or maybe on Facebook, and they go on and on and on about all their accomplishments, and they seem so full of themselves, and you're rolling your eyes thinking, man, this person's full of themselves. That's not the way to do the art of bragging. Or have you ever had this happen? Have you ever talked to somebody before and maybe you've known them for like months or maybe even a year? I had someone the other day who literally I knew for a year, and then she just drops the fact that she happened to have worked for 2 presidents before. And I had no idea. And I thought, why didn't you tell me this before? I might have worked with you if I'd known that you had that level of credentials or expertise. So some people struggle with bragging too much, and some people struggle with what I call the humility myth, right? I can't brag about myself. I can't say what I do. But here's the problem. If you brag about yourself too much, then people aren't going to identify with you. They aren't going to want to work with you. And if you struggle with the humility myth and you're too humble, then people won't see you as the expert that you are. So I really want to hear that, because most people struggle more with the humility myth. If you don't tell people what you do, then people aren't going to see you as the expert you are, and you may be missing out on clients that you could be helping, you could be changing their life, you could be growing their business. So today I'm going to teach you about the art of bragging. I'm going to teach you how to both brag about your accomplishments in a humble way and also be able to tell what you're passionate about doing so that you can attract those clients to you. And by the way, I'm going to share a secret with you at the end of this as well that you're going to want to know. So here's the first step in the art of bragging. I want you to go grab a piece of paper. So if you don't have one now, just go ahead and pause this video, go grab a piece of paper, you're going to need one. All right, now that you have a piece of paper, I want you to fold it in half, either hot dog style or write a line right down the middle of it. We're going to make 2 columns. 2 columns on this piece of paper, so you have a left column and a right column. Now at the top of the left column, I want you to write the word accomplishments. Okay, I want you to write the word accomplishments. And in this column, in a moment, I'm going to give you a chance to write down 5 to 10 of your accomplishments that your clients would be most impressed with. So the accomplishments your clients would be most impressed with, your ideal client. Now, here's the struggle. Some people are just starting out and they say, well, Allison, I haven't won any awards. I haven't spoken on any big stages. I don't have any major accomplishments. I'm going to talk to you about how to deal with that in just a moment. And there may be some of you that have been doing stuff for a long time and you have so many accomplishments, and the temptation is to list like 20 accomplishments when you're doing your art of bragging. I want you to do that. I want you to pick the top 5 to 10 accomplishments. Now, here are some accomplishments you can think about. Have you won any awards? That would be a great accomplishment. Have you spoken on any big stages? Have you written a book? Have you been published in a magazine? Have you been on a major podcast or radio show or TV show before? Here are some other accomplishments. For those of you that are working with people in spaces of like relationships, an accomplishment may be that you've been married for 34 years. Or another accomplishment may be that you graduated from a relationship or a marriage that you were in a long time and you came out better on the other end. So there could be life experiences that could be really impressive to some of your clients. So think about, are there some life experience that would resonate with them? Here's another one. The amount of clients you've worked with, the number of years you've been doing something, the number of hours that you've done something. So think about that too. Maybe you've been in the self-development industry for 10 years and you've worked with 1,000 clients. That's a huge accomplishment that somebody would want to know about. So think about, what are 5 to 10 of the most impressive accomplishments to your ideal client? Go ahead and pause this video and write those down now. All right, now that you're back, you've written down your accomplishments, I want you to go to that right-hand column. And up at the top of the right-hand column, I want you to write the word passions. That's right, the word passions. Now in this column, we're gonna make a list similar to the other column, but this time I want you to say what you're most passionate about. So for example, maybe you've written a book or maybe you've spoken on a major stage, but what you're really passionate about is teaching people how to have better relationships. What you're really passionate about is helping people be able to grow their business. What you're really passionate about is helping people discover their true identity within themselves. So what is the thing that you're passionate about and that drives you? What are the things that most excite you? Now, you can write down all the passions you want, like For example, I'm passionate about playing basketball, but in reality, that one's probably not relative to what I do with my clients. So I'm going to leave that one off. But think about the things that you're passionate about that are relevant to your business and your clients, and just take a couple of words to describe what those are. So go ahead and pause the video now and write down 5 to 10 things you're passionate about. All right, now that you have a list of your accomplishments and the list of your passions, I'm going to have you look through those and circle the top 3 accomplishments you think would be most impressive to your clients and the top 3 things that you're passionate about that would be most relevant to your ideal clients, that would help them understand who you are. So go ahead and pause the video and circle top 3 on each column right now. All right, now that you have your top 3 accomplishments and your top 3 passions circled, we're going to put them together in what I call the art of bragging. So let me give an example for you. And the art of bragging can be used when you're on radio shows, when you're on TV shows, when you go on stages, when you're at networking events, when you're on Facebook. This can be used on a lot of different places, and I'm going to share another secret with you at the end of this, so you want to stick around to the end. So here's what the art of bragging would look like, and here's a tip. When you get started with the art of bragging, you want to use words like blessed and privileged. So for example, I'm going to think about my top 3 accomplishments and the top 3 things I'm passionate about. I'm going to put them together now in the art of bragging. So if I was at a networking event and somebody came up to me and they said, oh, well, I'm so-and-so, who are you? I'd say, well, I'm Allison Larson. I'm an intuition expert. And they would say, well, nice to meet you, Allison. Tell me a little bit more about what you do, right? That happens in a conversation. I'd say, thank you so much for asking. I've been really blessed in my life to be able to speak on stages all over the world, to be able to work with thousands of people and helping them find the better version of themselves, including celebrities, professional athletes, and even Olympians. But what I'm really passionate about is helping people with good messages be able to reach more people. What I'm really passionate about is helping people discover who they are and be able to share that with the world so they can make the best impact that they can on the world. And I'm totally passionate about doing that in a way that's in alignment with the people that I work with. So you see how I just did the art of bragging? Now at the beginning I used the term blessed, or you can use the word privileged right before you go into your accomplishments, but people know I've done some big stuff in the world. And they also know that big stuff's fun and important, and it's great that I had those accomplishments, but I'm really passionate about helping people, hopefully just like them, if it's my ideal client. So do you get it? It's really fun, right? If I'm about to go on a stage and speak, hopefully someone reads my bio and people know these about me, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes people say, oh, well, here's Allison Larson. She's an intuition expert. Welcome, Allison. And I would get up there and I'd say, thank you so much for having me on stage. I feel so blessed to be here today. I've been really privileged in my life to have done some big things. And then I would go through that same art of bragging. I would list my accomplishments, and I would say, and what I'm really passionate about, and I would list my passions. Before I go on a radio show or a podcast and being interviewed, and somebody says, Allison, tell me a little bit more about you. I said, thank you so much for asking. I've been really blessed in my life. I've been able to, boom, 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 3 accomplishments. And now what I'm really passionate about is boom, 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 3 passions, right? It's so fun. It's so easy to be able to brag about yourself in a way that's humble and in a way that totally connects with your ideal client. Now here's the secret. First of all, I want you to practice this art of bragging. Practice it in the mirror so it's really organic next time you talk to somebody, and don't memorize it. Just know the format is 3 accomplishments and 3 things you're passionate about. And maybe it's different for different crowds, but tap into that. Now here's the really fun part. You can turn this into your bio. So you have your name, you have your title, and then you have, Allison has spoken on stages all over the world. She's worked with thousands of speakers, including coaches, celebrities and Olympians, and what she's really passionate about. Or second paragraph, today Allison is really passionate about, and then I would write my 3 passions. Now, if you're going to include this in a bio, it's really fun. I would just have you do one thing at the end. Include a sentence that has 2 personal facts about you. So, for example, mine say, 2 of Allison's greatest loves are her 4 children and chocolate. It's kind of fun. People feel like you're a real person and they get to know you. So go ahead and do that. Create that bio. It's really fun. People can read it before you're on stage, before you're on a show. And this is a short bio you can also post on your website. It's great short speaker bio. So go now, practice the art of bragging. You are amazing.